Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. She is sponsored in Nishma Zayim Yaakov Shalom Nabas Yitzchok. We're holding Basra Daf Nun, learning the Daf of Wednesday, the Daf of the day after Tisha B'Av. And we're in the middle of a sugi over here. The Gemara just told us that Nichse Milug. So then, if the Isha signed Nichse Milug to sell, it's a good sale. Or if she sold it to her husband, it's a good sale. So the Gemara, is that true? So the Gemara just said Nichse Milug. In the fifth line from the top. How can you tell me that if the husband and the Isha signed a sale of Nichse Milug? That's what she could say. That she agreed. You can't say Nachas Ruachas in the Baili. But it says clearly that if they sold Nichse Milug, it doesn't work. So the Gemara, if he sold and he died, then she can go and take away these nechos and say, I want it back. Inami, Zovno v'meso. She sold and then died. Then he has the right to take away these Nichse Milug. What's it? Which takana? Takana that we learned a few times already. Then Bobakal, Bometzia, the Nixuvis. Toma Beis V'Chanino Beushe Itkinu Haisha Shemocho Nichse Milug v'meso. Special takana that if the Isha sold it to Lekuchos, the husband is considered to be the first Lekech, to be the first buyer, and he has the first rights to the son. So when a Meimar said that a husband and a wife was selling Nichse Milug, the sale is not valid. Not talking about a case that they both sold Nichse Milug. Talking about a case that he sold and then died, or she sold and then died. In these cases, the Nichse Milug go back either to her or to him, depends who died. If they both sold it, he signed it and she signed it after him, now they sold it to somebody else, or she sold it to him, as the case, that's when we approach the sugya, that she sold the land to the husband, it is a zvina. Then the zvina does work. So the Gemara said before, what is this sugya that we learned in the previous daf? That we said that you take from the husband and take from the Isha. It's not a good sale, that's all the nechasim. But Nichse Milug, that is a good sale. Hi, we learned Nichse Milug they can't sell each one individually, but together they could sell. Another explanation. Meimar goes the Geshita of Ablazer, they're right that a husband and wife cannot sell. Usually a husband and wife could sell Nichse Milug. But here we have a special din. Ablazer holds that a husband and wife are not considered to be the owners, the proper owners of a land that the husband only eats the fruits. And therefore, none of them can sell. That's she does a blazer, but an argue. What's a blazer? The Tana. We have a rule that the owner of a slave has a special din called din yoim or yomayim. The Rashbam explains it here in the bottom in length. What does din yoim or yomayim mean? Means if a person goes and hits somebody, his friend, and the friend dies, it's Chayim Yisrael. Doesn't matter how long it took for the friend to die. It's Chayim Yisrael. If he hit a slave of somebody else, it's Chayim Yisrael. Because a slave is also considered to be a Yisrael. But if he hit his own slave, there's a din Yom Yermayim. If it took him a day or 2 days, and the 2 days already speaks over here, what does Yom Yermayim? And what does Yom Yermayim means to say? 24 hours. A day, which is like 2 days. So if in 24 hours the slave did not die, then there's no misa on the other. That's a din that we learned in Yom Yermayim. But it only applies to the owner. So owner of a slave is din Yom Yermayim. In the following case, the shayla is, who's the owner of the slave? Someone sold a slave, but he made a deal with the buyer. So Reuven sold the slave to Shimon. Told Shimon, this is yours, but for 30 days I still want him to work for me until you take it. So Reuven still owns, it's called Kinyan Peiros. He's owned the fruits of the slave. He's the labor of the slave for a little bit more, while Shimon owns the body. So Shiloh, who owns what? So then is the first one is considered to be the owner because it's still on there. Never left his rishos. And the second one, he didn't get it. So he's not considered to be the owner. What does the Gemara conclude based on that? If you own the fruits, it's like you own the goof. Thursday points out that not necessarily Rameir holds always the Kirin Peiros Kikiran Guf Dami. Here it's special, because here it was always his. This slave belonged to Reuben all the years. Now it left him, but he still retained the pairs. So it could be that only these pairs, there were retention of before, we have a din the Kirin Peiros Kikiran Guf Dami, not necessarily in a regular Kirin Peiros. Rabbi Yehuda says, Hasheni yesh Rabbi Din Yerimayim. The second one is the Yerimayim, Bnei Shu Kasboy, because he owns it. It's his money. Harishani Rabbi Din Yerimayim. The first one doesn't have the Yerimayim. Sheinu Kasboy. He doesn't own it. It's only fruits. Kasam Kira Paris Lav Kikira Guf Dami. He owns that the fruits is not going to be Guf. So this second one has the Guf, and the first one has the Paris because he still has the labor. So the second one is considered to be the rightful owner. Rabbi Yisrael Meris, he says, they both have a din yoim remayim. They both are considered to be the owner. Why? Same issue tachtov, one owns it, one is under him, in other words, he uses it for labor. For same issue comes because he owns it. What is expensive one? What does he own? He's not sure if he who's considered to be the rightful owner. So he has a suffix, and therefore, the suffix I can't kill him. Right? What are we talking about over here? The slave died a day later. So you have the Yom Yamayim. I'm not sure who the owner is. I'm not sure. Suffix the first not kill. So maybe you do it clear. Romero, the first one is the owner. The second one is the owner. And the Rabbi Yossi holds it's a suffix. I'm not sure. I can't kill neither of them. Says the Gemara, that's what we cover to. Cover the shins of blows. That's the whole point of the sugya. What does a blazer hold? Shneim and everything in your mind. They both that you don't have in your mind. They're both killed. One doesn't own it, and one it's not under him because it's being used by the first one, and one because it doesn't own it, the first one. For my brother, my time in the Lord, so we said, "Bless." What's like here? Appears a kid. What is it? On my call, you come keep kaspayu. The special thing has to be completely his. Completely his. It's not considered to be completely his. To be Yom Yamayim has to be completely his. And therefore what? And therefore, and now let's go to the Rashbam. Says the Rashbam, Kikaspehu, last white line. Biutu, the man is still stam etzech litem adol v'lo yimar lo yakum lefish kaspehu. Ina mit matzivich te kikesefu, tes kaspoi, umishu achin amiyot amim legabe nichse miluk, we look for nichse miluk. The kevin the miyuchad lo leish lo leish, and akori sod haish lo sod haish. It's not going to be his field or her field, because not kaspoi. So the Gemara is learning over here that Kikaspayu tells you that it's not going to be completely yours. And you may let the Gabi Nichsibu also. Who's the owner? We don't know who's the owner. I mean, now we don't know. We know none of them is the owner. She owns the land, not the fruits. He owns the fruits and the land. So both of them cannot sell. Even together they can't sell. Says the Gemara. Okay, so that was what is the conclusion of the Gemara according to this? That Abelazar is the one who says that non-owners they can't sell. But Rabbanan argue. So mainly when we said that if you you took a field of Aisha and you went and got signatures from him and from her, it works in Nichse Milug. That's according to Rabbanan. And when a Meimer said that they both can't sell Nichse Milug, that's a liba. There, Rabbanan holds that they both are considered to be their owner. Says the Gemara, we learn the Mishnah that a husband is not have chazaka on the nechos of his wife. So says the Gemara, it says that Eishes Ish does have to do a mechor. You just said that a husband has no chazaka. So why does it say that a wife has to do a mechor? Say more b'man. Who should do a mechor to? Even be'achet, maybe it's doing a mechor somebody else. We can't do chazak because the Isha can think maybe the husband is the one who allowed it, So right, we have no chazaka. As the Rashbam says, Matzi Omar Ba'ali Samachti Shui Imchem. You like the husband. Hello, la b'ba'al. I'm talking about the husband, and it says by the husband there's no chazaka. I mean, and it says that the isha has to do michal. I'm not talking about the husband. So talking about a case that the husband didn't just use the field. She allowed him to use the field. He used the field, but he went and did much more than use the field. He started digging tunnels, pits in the field. She said, whoa, what are you doing? This is my field. You want to use it, let you use it. But to abuse the use of the field, I never allowed you. And they just do mechal for that. Says the Gemara, so you mean what? The Isha has to do mechal when he's doing, if the husband is doing regular usage, there's no chazaka. If he's overusing it, she has to do mechal. What do you mean? We said there's no chazaka by nizikin. So if the fact that he's doing a nezik and ruining the field, you can't say he has a chazaka. So the opposite. If someone is ruining someone else's field, that's the biggest chazaka. You don't have to wait 3 years. If you do it right away, there's no mechaz problem. Usually I let you to wait 3 years. But here it's talking about a very talking about something which is very bothersome. Someone says, you're ruining my field, you should do chazaka right away. So when I said no chazaka, not that chazaka doesn't work, but the opposite, chazaka is much faster. Says the Gemara, Ibai Seima, another explanation. Haid Marlo, Ramari, I'm reading the Bach. Haid Marlo, Ramari Omar, Bekutru of Zid Omar, Besakisa. That's what we before. When we said in chazaka and Ezekiel, you talk about something which is really disgusting, or something which is really bothers some people. Either smoke, or the bad smell, the bad odor, Besakisa. That's when you say there's no chazaka in Ezekiel. Because a person can say, I thought I'm able to accept it, I can't accept it. But any other Ezekiel, you do a chazaka, regular chazaka for 3 years, so if the husband hold the field for 3 years doing a Ezekiel, it is a chazaka. Another explanation. When it says that they need to do mecha, lo'ilum be'acher. Do that with somebody else, not the husband. She could say, I didn't do mecha, I was relying on my husband. This person held on to the field a little bit in the husband's life. Then the husband died, and he continued holding on the field for 3 more years. He could have told her, he could have said to the Isha, or to the Beis Din, I bought it from you. I hold it for 3 years. I can say I bought it for you. If he says, you sold it to the husband sold to me, he is Naaman. Meaning what? What are we saying over here? Usually, if a person is holding on to a field of the woman, and the husband is alive and well, she doesn't have to do chazaka because she says I relied on my husband. So it could be you hold it for many years. I didn't do a mechal because I relied on my husband. But here the husband died. So if he's holding it for 3 years, they have to do chazaka. And what's the chiddush over here? Even though he started holding the karka before he died, this person got the field when the husband was still alive. So you could say maybe she didn't do a mechal because she said he had a deal with my husband. So that's what the Yeshiva pointed out over here. That's the chiddush. The chiddush is that even though he started by the husband, if the ma'aseh was 3 years after the husband died, he was still holding it, she didn't do a mechal, so then he has a migoy. What's his migoy? I'm telling you I took it from the husband who got permission from you to do it. You don't believe? I have a migoy. I could have said better. They took it from you because I'm holding it for 3 years. So even though I started doing in the hair of the husband, it still works. If it was 3 years b'chayeshus. That's what it means. When it means that Isha Tzichel Nimchois, means even though it started from the husband's life, it was 3 years in front of the Isha, she has to do a mechal. But if so that's what it means to have chazaka. So it says, and when it says over there, obviously it's Sugya. But who is she has to be moichet to? Be'acher? But we learned that Isha doesn't have to moichet. That's if her husband is alive. Now the husband died for 3 years, she has to do a mechal. But in the husband, there's no mechal. So the Gemara here brought, is there such a thing as a husband having a chazak in the wife's karka? Gemara said, usually there's no chazaka. One explanation is if he did bar shikul, in other words, he's doing extra usage of the field, then there is a chazaka. And the second explanation of the sugi is we never have chazaka by a husband. When it says that Aisha stu mecha, is referring to a different person who's holding on to it 3 years after the husband died.